Good afternoon. We are finally back for our episode number 6. We are here with Mrs. Holmes, formerly Miss McKelvey, is joining us today, our first grade teacher. So, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks.
All right. So, why don't you tell us and our audience, tell us how you got your start. How did you get to be where you are now?
So I actually went to school in Alabama to be a teacher, and when I graduated, my parents were leaving Alabama, and I didn't want to stay in Alabama. So my sister lived in the mountains of Colorado, and I thought, hey, I'll move there and see what happens. Got hired to be a technology teacher, so I taught a specials class K-5, with some preschoolers in there too sometimes, and then was hired for kindergarten my next year. So then I taught kindergarten for 4 years, and when I moved to Douglas County, I changed to first grade.
Awesome. That sounds like an interesting career path for sure. I didn't know you taught preschool technology.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting.
That in itself is challenging. All right, so you do some really, really cool stuff in your classroom that kind of the average person may not recognize if they just walk in there. You call it your personalized pathways. So tell us a little bit about how do you reach every student in your classroom with those?
So with the pathways, it's totally designed by my students. I teach them all these different options that they have in our classroom to practice reading, writing, math. They have some STEAM activities and some design challenges within that too. And then we sit down every week, every other week, just kind of depending on our time, and they choose how they want to learn and work on things.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, I would highly suggest you stopping either and volunteering a swing by. It's really cool. The best part is every time I walk in there, I could be doing backflips in the corner, and the kids have no idea that I'm even in the room because they're so engaged in what they're doing. Okay, so what's something that you wish you were automatically good at?
I wish I was automatically good at singing, I guess. I'm not good at singing at all, but I try really hard when I'm like in my car jamming out, and I'm not very good at it, so but I try.
So if you're a fabulous teacher, but if you weren't a fabulous teacher, what other profession would you like to try?
I think I would be a zoologist.
Now that's an interesting side note.
I don't know. When I was in middle school, I saw this episode on the Animal Planet or Animal Channel about Tiger Island, where these people took baby tigers and they took them home and like raised them so that the human became their parent almost. And I just thought that was so cool to have a big furry tiger as your pet almost. So ever since then, I was like, oh, that could be kind of cool. But I was always meant to be a teacher. So.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, that's true. Zoologist, I wasn't expecting that. All right, so in your classroom is very organized and very color coordinated. It runs very smoothly. But I'm interested, room, desk, car. What is it that you clean first?
I think in my classroom, my desk, my table. I'm a little like OCD about everything being in its spot, mostly because I always have kids working there, and so that needs to be organized. I'm really organized at school, but not organized at home.
I think there's a lot of people in that same boat.
If you walked into my house, you would think that it was a totally different person.
And you have dogs in your house too, correct?
I have a large dog. That doesn't help.
And so what kind of dog is it?
He's a German Shepherd. He's 2, and he's a wild man that bounces around my house, and every time he bounces, his hair just goes everywhere.
Anytime you have animals in the house, it contributes to the clutter in your house, no matter how organized and clean you are. All right, so that's it for this week. Thanks for tuning in for episode 6. Thanks, Mrs. Holmes, for giving up planning time again. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again next week.